All right, let's dive in. Today, we're talking about a mental technology so powerful, yet so incredibly practical, that some have called it the divine alchemy. Think of it as a blueprint for actually shaping your reality, using the most sophisticated tool you'll ever own, your own mind. So let's get into how it really works. It all boils down to this one simple, powerful idea. Back in 1956, a guy named Earl Nightingale called this the strangest secret. Why? Because it's a concept so profound but so often overlooked that it literally forms the entire foundation of everything we're about to unpack. So first things first, we've got to really grasp this core principle. Because before we can get into the nuts and bolts of how this all works, we have to accept the fundamental law that puts the whole thing in motion in the first place. Now, what's really fascinating is that this isn't some new age fad. Not at all. This is a principle that pioneers have been talking about for over 100 years. Way back in 1905, you had Besant and Leadbeater saying thoughts were actual tangible forces. Then Nightingale distilled it perfectly in 56. Then in 63, Joseph Murphy pointed to the subconscious mind as the engine making it all happen. And now, today, neuroscience is finally starting to prove what these visionaries somehow knew all along. Let's be really clear about what this means, because it's a huge idea. The claim here is that your thoughts are not just these fleeting, invisible whispers inside your head. No, they are tangible forces with real form and real power, just as real as electricity or gravity. That is a revolutionary idea, and it is the key to everything that follows. Okay, fine. Thoughts are real forces. I get it. But how, right? How does an idea in your head actually translate into something real in your life? That's what this section is all about. We're going to go under the hood and take a look at your mind's operating system. And one of the key parts of that system is this incredible concept, neuroplasticity. Basically, it means your brain is not some fixed, static thing you're stuck with. It's more like clay, and it's constantly being remolded and rewired by whatever you focus on. Every single thought you repeat strengthens certain connections. You are literally physically building your brain, moment by moment. And this is where it gets absolutely mind-blowing. Just look at this power imbalance. Your conscious mind, the part you think of as you, the captain giving the orders, it processes about 40 bits of information a second. 40. But your subconscious mind, the faithful servant working behind the scenes, it processes a staggering 11 million bits per second. It controls 95% of your behavior, and here's the kicker. It never argues. It just accepts and executes. Which brings us right to this critical insight from Joseph Murphy. Think of your subconscious mind as the world's most powerful supercomputer. It will run any program you decide to install on it. No questions asked. It has no judgment. It's an incredibly powerful but totally non-judgmental servant. And this is the mechanism, the how, behind that whole strangest secret. Okay, so if the subconscious is the supercomputer and our conscious mind is the programmer, then what makes for good code? We got the operating system now, so the next thing we need is the actual formula for writing effective instructions for it. And here it is. It turns out the recipe is actually pretty simple and memorable. The great thinkers on this topic identified 3 essential ingredients to create thoughts that get real results. You need clarity, which is the blueprint. You need emotional intensity, which is the amplifier. And you need repetition, which is the reinforcer. First up is clarity. A fuzzy sketch isn't going to build a skyscraper, right? And a vague thought won't build a new reality. And if you want proof, check this out. Research from Dr. Gail Matthews shows that you become 42% more likely to achieve your goals just by writing them down with specifics. 42%! That's the power of having a clear blueprint. Next, emotional intensity. This is the amplifier. It's not enough to just think about the goal. You have to feel what it would be like to have already achieved it. Like Joseph Murphy said, the feeling is the secret. Emotion is the energy. It's the electricity that charges that blueprint and gives it real power. And here's the really cool part. Once again, modern science is totally catching up with this timeless wisdom. What they called the feeling of the wish fulfilled, neuroscience now calls emotional engagement. Strong feelings fire up parts of your brain, like the amygdala, that literally carve that thought deeper into your neural architecture. It's amazing how intuition and hard research are arriving at the exact same conclusion. And the final ingredient is repetition, the reinforcer. And let's be super clear on this. This is not just wishful thinking. This is neural programming. It's a physical process. Every time you repeat a thought, you're doing a rep at the mental gym. You are physically building and strengthening a new circuit in your brain. You do it enough, and just like a habit, that new thought becomes automatic. So we have the principle, we have the mechanism, and we have the ingredients. Now let's put it all together. This is where the rubber meets the road. This final section is the practical takeaway, a step-by-step protocol that you can literally start using today. Here we go, the Master's Integrated 6-Step Method. This is how the theory becomes practice. Step 1, clarify. Write down your goal, but here's the trick. Write it in the present tense, like it's already a fact. That's your blueprint. Step 2, emotionalize it. Don't just think about it, feel the joy, the relief, the gratitude of it already being done. That's your amplifier. After you visualize and declare it out loud, you have to act. This is so important. Take one small physical step that signals to your brain that you're serious. And the final step, and maybe the hardest, is to release. Let go of obsessing over the how and when, and just trust the powerful process you've just put into motion. And look, I don't want you to just listen to this and then forget about it. I want to give you a challenge, a simple, low-risk, 7-day experiment to go from just learning to actually doing. Pick one goal. For the first couple of days, just work on clarifying it, then add that emotional intensity. Then start taking those small physical actions. And on day 7, just review. Just look for subtle shifts in your energy, in opportunities that pop up, in how the world seems to be responding to you. So, if you take just one thing away from all of this, let it be this. Your thoughts are not passive observers. They're not just happening to you. They are active, creative forces that are shaping your brain and your experience every single moment. Which leaves us with the only question that really, truly matters. What reality are you going to create?